Alrighty, welcome back to Something Different with me, Marky Ramone, at WECS, streaming live at WECSradio.com, or you can listen to us terrestrially at 90.1 megahertz on the FM radio dial. Alright, back on the line we're very fortunate that Tod is called back. Tod from Firewater, how are you, Tod?
I'm great, man, and can I just say it's a real honor to finally meet one of the Ramones?
No, I'm a distant cousin.
Okay. I'm sure that's not the first time somebody's made that joke.
No, that's all right. Really excited that you're still around. I just kind of out of the blue.
Me too.
Have you been playing constantly and touring and doing albums?
No, I'm actually kind of schizophrenic and schizophrenically lazy. We toured about, I guess, a solid 2 years out of the last 4 since the last record came out, since the Golden Hour came out, but I also wandered around Southeast Asia quite a bit, wrote a novel, I worked in the rainforest, saving the rainforest, man.
Yeah.
So I was in Cambodia on and off for 2 years, and living in Indonesia, and just traveling through India, Indonesia, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia. So,
it sounds like you have an interesting life.
Well, I haven't gotten rich yet, but at least maybe I'll have some good stories to tell before I
rich in character.
Coil.
I bet
rich in character, exactly. rich in memories.
Yes. Now, the description I read earlier is that you have a lot of Eastern European influences combined with your love for punk in your music. Is that why you've been traveling Eastern Europe, or?
I haven't been that much in Eastern Europe. We toured there quite a bit, but no, that was kind of the genesis of the band. Like, I found this weird little record shop, junk store on East 14th Street in Manhattan, and they were selling bootleg copies of, the one that really struck me was this guy Vladimir Vysotsky, who is, if you've heard Tom Waits, this guy sounds like Tom Waits if he gargled with razor blades.
Oh, man.
And, guitar's out of tune, and he's like, ah! And he's singing these Russian folk songs, very political. He's supposed to be like the Bob Dylan of the USSR. He's dead now, unfortunately, but hearing that sort of made me think that, folk music or traditional music didn't have to be all, Simon and Garfunkel and John Denver. It could have some edge to it. It could have some aggression and anger, So that was sort of the thing that kick-started Firewater. But there's always been all kinds of influences from all over the world have come into the band over the years. So it's not just Eastern Europe.
You've definitely got a unique sound, and I think that's what sets you apart from everybody else. Is you're doing something different. You even got some horns in there from time to time, I believe.
Uh-huh.
Very, very unique voice. So that helps to set you apart from everybody else.
Thank you. Yeah, on this record, oftentimes we're accused of being a little bit too eclectic and going in, 20 different directions at once. So there was a bit of a conscious decision on this one to really limit the instrumentation down to, set 7 pieces. There's a couple of Turkish people that came in and collaborated, but for the most part, it's like a set group of musicians on this one, not quite so all over the place.
I think one of the cool things also about you and your longevity is that you've been consistent all along. A lot of times the bands that I play, they'll come out with a great first album and then they can kind of die off, but you've been consistent, and each of your albums have been really cool.
Thank you.
It's been really good. Really good.
Thanks. Well, hopefully we haven't repeated ourselves too much yet, but I guess that's one of the benefits of working with indies is you put out the record when you're good and ready, and you don't beholden to somebody else's schedule.
Now, I was shocked when I read this, but I guess Firewater has been gleeified. You know what I'm talking about. There was a choir. There was a choir that kind of did a rendition of "This Is My Life."
It's probably the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life, and I have to say, I don't. Words cannot express how weird, how strange that made me feel. I mean, it was I guess you have to be honored in some way. But it was such a so bizarre to see that, to see your own song performed in that way.
Did someone tell you about it, or you just happened to come by accident?
Somebody's brother, of a person who was in this Glee, college. I don't know, what do they call them? It's like a Glee club, right?
Yeah.
And so somebody's brother had videoed it and sent it to me, and my jaw fell on the floor.
I'll have to post it on my Facebook account.
Oh, please don't.
It's really cool. It's an honor, I guess. Depends on how you look at it, how you look at Glee.
Second only to having, William Shatner cover one of your songs.
Oh, man, that would be the worst. Hey, today is the 44th anniversary of Star Trek.
Is it?
That was like the Google Doodle of the day was some tribute to Star Trek.
It was, it's pretty, for old people like me, it's pretty weird to see that, we actually have communicators now. I can talk on Skype with a video, video conference from my little handheld communicator.
But you know what? All this technology, and they can't come out with a cell phone that looks like a communicator.
Yeah, why not? I think that's $1 million idea, man. You and me, we'll go into business.
There you go. We at least have all the Star Trek fans would buy one.
Totally. That's a they're out there in basements across the nation waiting for you to produce this product.
There we go. So I was lucky enough to see you about 10 years ago. You came out here to the University of Connecticut, and you put on an awesome show. Everybody in the audience was dancing and moving around, bouncing around. You still get that kind of reaction from your audiences today?
Yeah. I mean, we try and make it, what's the word? Try and make it some kind of transformative experience. You can forget your problems and dance on the tables, and at least for an hour and a half you can go somewhere else.
Very therapeutic.
I hope so. It is for us.
That's good. You're going to be playing at the Iron Horse this Thursday up in Northampton, Connecticut.
Uh-huh.
It's a great club. I don't know if you've ever been there.
I think we played there once before, yeah.
Oh, cool. It's a small club. That's one of my favorite venues because it's so intimate. And I think your sound is going to be sounding great up there.
Wonderful.
So
we're very much looking forward to it.
I looked around on YouTube and I noticed that there's no kind of produced canned videos of Firewater. Have you ever made any?
We did one for a three-legged dog.
Oh, okay.
And again, the budget was about $100. I paid an Indonesian wedding videographer to shoot me, and then we shot some more stuff in Tel Aviv when we were there mixing. So that the whole budget, I think, was something like $250.
Wow.
But that's about as the budget range we work in. And we will have a video for the song "A Little Revolution," which is the first song off of the new record, International Orange, and that'll look pretty pro. That's all done through favors and fans, and but it's looking really cool. It should be done by the release date.
Excellent. We'll be looking forward to it.
Yeah.
One last question, and I think this is going to be I'm really looking forward to your answer. I ask this of everybody. Usually the bands travel across the nation, and you being international, traveling across the world now, I really want to hear your response. Is there any place that you kind of look forward to going to do a show or whatever when you're traveling to get your favorite comfort food?
Comfort food?
Like a burger or an ice cream or, whatever you look forward to, or whatever makes your mouth water.
Does beer count?
Sure.
We really like going to Pilsen in the Czech Republic because that's the home of Pilsner. That's where they invented it, and they do it really well.
Oh, cool.
That's always a highlight. What else?
I
Italy
think
in general has amazing food.
I think you said deer.
Deer?
I think I'm talking about your favorite venison or something.
No, beer. Beer with a B.
Oh, very good.
In the States, I don't know. It's it's cool to try and find those places where there still is regional food. You know, it's like that's the challenge touring the U.S. these days. Is everything's become so homogenized, and you drive down the highway and it's the same, 20 logos sticking up into the sky with, your choices of processed meats. And so that we really try and stay in mom and pop places and go to local restaurants, and that's, that's what keeps us awake.
Exactly. You go to the local pub or brewery.
Yeah.
A lot of these little breweries are popping up across the nation.
That's a good sign.
Yes.
We support that.
We have a very good one here in town.
What's it? It's the old railroad station or something, right?
The old post office.
The post office, okay.
Yep.
I remember it's a big building. I think we ate there the last time.
Oh, cool. All right, Todd, thanks a lot for calling, and hope you do well on your new album.
Thank you, Mark.
Could you just stay on the line for 1 minute?
Sure, no problem.
Thanks. All right, Tod from Firewater. We'll be playing more of that later on in the show, so stay tuned. We also have something silly coming up. Morgan will call, and we'll do our kind of critique of a silly video. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a moment.